Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Coming up here on today's show, we're going to look at the Raiders' playoff chances now that they're 5-5 on the season, 2-0 with Antonio Pearson. Let's call a spade a spade. They look like a totally different team since moving on from Josh McDaniels. On top of that, I figured we would look at just the overall NFL playoff picture before Monday Night Football tonight. We'll also get into what the playoff picture could look like if the Bills win or if the Broncos win, but I don't anticipate that the Broncos are going to win. Now, remember, y'all, if you want more Raiders videos, if you're a real one, hit that subscribe button. If you sound like this, if you sound the way that I do from screaming your lungs out over the weekend, then that's why I want you to hit that subscribe button. And also, I want to give some shout-outs to people that during our post-game reaction show after the Raiders win, I said, hey, man, go show Robert Spillane some love, because if you don't think players watch this show, you're tripping. So here were some people that I saw spamming 41, showing their flowers out there to Robert Spillane, Juan Hernandez, Saucy Raider, love that name, Robert Moberg, Zero, what's up, and then Bird Dog 640 Bird. Y'all are real ones, and if you rep the silver and black, hit subscribe. And if you don't like the show after a week, you can go on and bounce. Costs absolutely nothing. So here we go. The Raiders' playoff chances, as it stands right now, 5% chance of getting in. I know, it's like the movie. So you're saying there's a chance. I am saying there's a chance. And this number's obviously going to change a lot, right? Like the Raiders still have 7 games left on their schedule. A lot of different things can happen. The number, obviously, the more you win, the better chance you have in. To me, though, I look at this as you can really only lose 2 games. Maybe you can lose 3 if you get lucky in some other area. So as it stands right now, according to the New York Post, this is kind of how the percentages work, and they change again. They're going to change every day. It goes off of, like, if you were to run 100,000 simulations on every game, if the Raiders go 12-5, they're 100% in. If they finish the year at 11-6, 99% chance. 10-7 is the magic number there, 82% chance. And then you drop down to 9-8. I don't know. I should have done 10-6-1. Next show, Chugs, I'm going to do that specifically just for you. 12% chance here at 9-8, and then 8-9, less than 1%. So essentially, you got to be right around 10 wins. You might be able to squeak in if you win 9. So right now, as it stands, here is the Raiders' remaining schedule. You got the Miami Dolphins in Miami at 6-3. However, the Dolphins are 6-0 against teams with a losing record. They are 0-3 against teams with a winning record. So maybe the Raiders are able to squeak one out here, but winning in Miami is never easy. Kansas City's never an easy game. We know that. Then you get a Week 13 bye. The Vikings also have a Week 13 bye, so that's going to be an interesting game. Week 14 against the Vikings, who are playing very solid football. I believe they've won 5 games in a row. Then Week 15, short week, Thursday Night Football. I see this as a revenge game. I want to take down the Chargers at home. Week 16 at Kansas City on Christmas. The Raiders have actually played better in Arrowhead of late. Week 17 then against the Indianapolis Colts, and then Week 18 against the Broncos. I don't know what the Raiders' record's going to be at the end of the year, but to me, they are playing together. They're playing motivated football, and as far as I'm concerned, in the NFL, anybody can beat anybody. And you need to be playing your best football at the right time. And right now, I think we can all agree, the Raiders are playing the best football they have. And then there's that old saying, defense wins championships. Holy shit. The Raiders' defense is a legit defense for the first time in a long time. So I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's show, and I want to know from everybody watching right now. So you're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. I want you to scroll on down. Let me know, what will the Raiders' record be this season? Coming up next here on the show, I got an NFL playoff picture. So we're going to look at this from as it stands right now that I am recording this video, what the AFC playoff picture kind of looks like here, the teams leading their divisions, and then teams that are right there in the wild card race, because right now there's like 13, 14 teams that have a shot to make the playoffs, which is, we knew the AFC was going to be competitive, and it's going to be competitive. And it's a time where you're going to have to nut up or shut up. And I'm hoping that Antonio Pierce can get this team to nut up a little bit. If you like peanuts, guess what? You can get some with your Factor meals, and they're sponsoring today's show. And if anybody out there is like, feels like me on a Monday when I did Sunday Night Football, I'm telling you right now, all I want to do, go home, I'm going to pop one of these in the microwave, and I'm going to be eating really, really great. And you guys can too. So if you're too busy this fall to cook but still want to make sure that you're eating well with Factor, you can skip that extra trip to the grocery store and all the chopping, the prepping, and especially the cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality that you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back to crushing your goals. So Nation, head to factormeals.com/RaidersChat50 and use code RaidersChat50 to get 50% off. That's code RaidersChat50 at factormeals.com/RaidersChat50 to get 50% off. This November, get Factor, enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door, ready in just 2 minutes, no prep, no mess. I actually think, Jeremy, what we should do for one of these live shows, we should try to get Factor to sponsor one of our live shows and do a food review on some of the most popular food items there, because actually the thing that I love about Factor, especially this time of the year, is they do seasonal things, and I love fall. I love fall food. I love different types of pumpkin, all that kind of stuff, and you can get that type of seasonal food with Factor. I want to do that, so we're going to mark that down. We're going to do a food review here on the Raiders Report sometime soon. All right, now let's look at the AFC playoff picture as it stands right now. Like I said, a lot of teams that are still in the hunt, and remember, I am recording this video before Monday Night Football, so Denver and Buffalo, they have still yet to play, but it's Kansas City at number 1, Baltimore sitting there at number 2, Jags, Dolphins. As much as I would love to be able to sit up here and say, hey, the Raiders are going to win the AFC West, I am going to be a little bit of a realist here, and I'm going to be looking at the wild card. So 5, 6, and 7, and you got the Steelers, the Browns at 6 and 3, maybe the biggest surprise team in the NFL right now. And as far as I'm concerned, I think C.J. Stroud deserves to have that conversation to be not only Rookie of the Year, but MVP, with the Texans sitting at 5 and 4. Then you got the Bills and the Bengals. I mean, it's crazy that they're not in this hunt right now. Indy, Las Vegas sitting there at 5 and 5. Chargers at 4 and 5. A lot of different stuff can happen. There's no doubt about it. But this is going to be a very, very close race. And you know what? You need, as Nico Laz would probably say, you can't win a duck race unless you're in the duck race. And right now, the Raiders are in the duck race. I don't know if they're going to win, but I'm saying that there is a chance right now. So I looked up the playoff chances for all the teams that I just showed you, and here are the playoff chances. Again, this is according to the Post. So the Kansas City Chiefs are at 99%. The Baltimore Ravens are sitting at 89% chance to make it. Jacksonville sitting right here at about 74%. Miami at 90%. The Steelers at 60%. Browns 83%. The Texans at 52%. The Bengals at 42%. And you're going to notice the Raiders there is by far the lowest compared to where they are with Buffalo, Indy, Chargers. Heck, even the Jets still have a better chance to make the playoffs. And it also goes based off of strength of schedule. The way I look at this, though, is the Raiders control their own destiny. They have a lot of AFC games coming up here, and if you're able to string together a few tough wins, because I know the Jets aren't very good, but they have a hell of a defense, one of the best in the league. But the other reason why I'm a believer is because when you look at that Sunday night football game, right, and I don't care what anybody tells me, if Josh McDaniels is the head coach of the Raiders on Sunday night football, they lose that football game. And to me, Antonio Pierce made ballsy calls at the right moments, didn't bring their A game. Hell, I don't even know if they brought their B game. And the fact that they were able to win with their C game shows that this is a different football team, and I think that they really, really do truly believe. So how about this? Let's have a little bit of fun with this one. And I'm just curious of what you guys have to say, and I'm going to play a little bit of a game here. So just like I gave shout-outs earlier in the show to people at Spam41, I'm going to take my favorite answers from this video, and I'm going to put them on a future video here on the Raiders Report. So if the Raiders make the playoffs, I will blank. I want to see some crazy, outlandish comments that are going to make Chugs and I laugh when we do our Thursday night football watch party. Sound good? If the Raiders make the playoffs, I will blank. Let me know down in the comments. All right, so also, though, NFL Week 10, Monday Night Football is tonight. And the reason why that we're going to talk about this game here real quick for the playoff is because of the Buffalo Bills currently sitting at 5 and 4. And, you know, if the Denver Broncos are able to win this game, get to 4 and 5, I mean, holy shit. Them taking down Kansas City, and now if they're able to take down Buffalo, that should be all the more reason why you should look at me and be like, yeah, anybody can win at any game. So what I'm going to show you guys real quick here is the playoff picture if the Bills win, and then I'm going to show you the playoff picture, what it looks like if the Denver Broncos win. So this is, again, if the Bills end up winning on Monday Night Football, they actually jump the Houston Texans. They go to 6 and 4 at number 7 there. Houston drops down. Cincinnati's right there with them, and everything else remains the same, and Denver obviously sitting at 3 and 6. However, if the Broncos win, then they're going to be right there in a little bit of a tie with the Chargers. Jets all sitting there. And then the Buffalo Bills, they dropped down to 5-5. Now remember, Buffalo does have the win over the Raiders. However, it does go based off of toughest remaining schedule. And I believe the Raiders might have a more difficult schedule as it stands right now than the Buffalo Bills. Now, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys turn on those notifications, because anytime we drop a video, I want you to get notified. So just like when somebody sends you a text message, if you click that bell on the very, very bottom, you'll get a little message like, hey, the Raiders Report's going live, or hey, the Raiders Report at 1 a.m. is going live for Josh McDaniels, or hey, we're going live for Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going live Thursday for Thursday Night Football, which that Bengals-Ravens game, Bengals got to win, but honestly, if I'm being real with you, I think I might want the Ravens to win that game. Now looking at it's going to be an interesting one. Don't miss it. And then we're going to be live Sunday against the Miami Dolphins, but if you turn on your notifications after you hit subscribe, you're not going to miss the content that we drop here, and I bet you have a pretty good shot of getting a shout out here on this show. So I am getting closer to ending this one up here, but to me, this is kind of how I wanted to wrap up this show real quick. It was more of a, in conclusion, I know it's not going to be an easy road for the Raiders to make the playoffs, but I believe in Antonio Pierce, and I believe in this Raiders team again, which is why I think it's a thing where a lot of Raider fans haven't been able to say in a long time that they really honestly believe in this Raiders team. They believe in Antonio Pierce. They believe in each other, and that is a very, very powerful message. When you can get a group of people that can put their mind together and you see how motivated they are and how mentally strong they are, that's not an easy thing to crack. And I think, it kind of reminds me of when the Raiders, lost Henry Ruggs for the year. They lost John Gruden, and they might not have had as much talent to make the playoffs, but that type of moment there brought them together as a team. It brought all of them together. It helped Rich Bisaccia. It helped everybody. And I kind of get that vibe again here. So guess what? You can laugh at me all you want for believing, but I'm going to freaking believe that this team can make the playoffs. Now, the next thing that I'm going to show you all here is some of the fun that we had at Red Tail. I got some videos. I got some pictures, and shout out to everybody that took time out of their day. I bet you we had probably close to 100, 120 people that showed up at Red Tail, had some drinks, talked a little Raiders. But so what I did here is right when we got some bottles, we had the nation pull up, did a little bit of a round of shots. Wants to make a reservation to Red Tail, please don't be shy. Go to chatsports.com/redtail. They do really awesome deals, especially honestly on Mondays, man. They were really, really crazy deals. So I know we have a few pictures that I'd like to be able to roll through as well. On top of that, the other fun part about Red Tail was Raider Cody and I, we were playing basketball against some of the other Raider fans out there, and we were honestly like running the table, which is one of the reasons why I like Red Tail, because you can shoot hoops. They have like a game room. They have like Dance Dance Revolution. They have like the grown men beer pong, and tons of people showed out and had one hell of a time. So if you ended up making it to Red Tail, again, what I want you to do is tag me on Instagram, tag me on Twitter at MitchellRens365. I would like to be able to show more of the pictures from the event that we had, because Chugs and I would like to be able to do more events like this in the future. So, we had a lot of different people pull up, taking a lot of really cool pictures here with some old school Raider fans. This guy actually, unfortunately, I don't remember the name, but my dad had such a good time. I was like, oh man, we were relating on a whole different level. And then this one was really cool because, when you meet some like your old school Raider fans, so that's Sons of Alec. He's been around for like 5,000 subscribers, being able to like meet the entire family. I mean, it was an unbelievable experience from top to bottom. But seriously, if we got a picture together at Red Tail, tag me on IG. I'm going to try to do my best here to be posting some videos just throughout the week, if you will, to show some love to the different people that ended up pulling up here. So again, the Raiders, they do have a chance to make the playoffs. I get it. It's maybe not the best chance, but they said the exact same thing back in 2021. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to keep on believing. And if you believe as well, spam just believe, baby.